Imagine you run a small charity in India. You feed children, or you run a clinic, or you fight court cases for people with no voice. And a large part of your money comes from donors abroad, a church group in America, a foundation in Europe. Then one morning, the government tells you your license to receive that money is gone. Your accounts are frozen. And under a new law being fought over in India's parliament right now, a government-appointed official could step in and take control of your organization's assets. Supporters say this is simply a country defending itself from foreign interference. Critics say it is a weapon to silence anyone the government dislikes. Welcome to one of the fiercest political battles in India today. This is politics in everything. Today, the fight over the FCRA bill. First, what actually is it? FCRA stands for the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. In plain terms, it is the law that decides who inside India is allowed to accept money from outside the country, and under exactly what conditions. Almost every charity, NGO, university, and campaign group that takes foreign donations needs an FCRA license to do it legally. And the law is not new. It was first passed back in 1976, during the emergency, a period when the government had suspended many civil liberties. Its stated purpose, from the very beginning, was to stop foreign money from interfering in India's politics. It has been tightened again and again in the decades since. And in 2026, the government proposed its most sweeping version yet. So what does the new bill actually change? Several things, but one stands out above the rest. It would create a powerful new government-appointed official, a designated authority, with the power to step in when an organization's FCRA license is canceled, expires, or is surrendered. And crucially, that authority could take provisional control of the group's foreign funds and even manage its assets, including, in some readings, assets that were only partly funded from abroad. Alongside that sit tougher rules on registration, renewal and reporting, and wider power for the government to refuse or cancel a license in the first place. Supporters call all of this transparency and oversight. Opponents call it something much darker. So let us take the government's argument seriously, because it is not nothing. Every country worries about foreign money quietly shaping its politics. The United States has its own foreign agents law. Many democracies restrict foreign donations to political parties. India's position is that a hostile power or a foreign lobby could pour money through charities and campaign groups to influence its elections, its policies, even its national security, and that a huge, fast-growing democracy has every right to police that. The government says the bill is about transparency, accountability, and protecting India's sovereignty from undue outside influence. In that framing, this is not an attack on charity. It is a country deciding, for itself, who gets to fund what happens inside its own borders. Now, the other side, which is just as forceful, India's opposition, the Congress Party, the left, and others, call the bill draconian. Their fear is not the idea of regulation itself, but the sheer discretion it hands to whoever is in power. If the state can cancel your license, freeze your funds, and take over your assets, then foreign funding becomes a tap the ruling party can switch off for anyone it finds inconvenient. A human rights group, an environmental campaign, a critical newsroom. They point out that FCRA has already been used to shut down or squeeze thousands of NGOs over the past decade. The southern state of Kerala went so far as to pass a resolution demanding the bill be withdrawn. To its critics, this is less about foreign influence and far more about domestic control. And then the row went international. In the United States, some lawmakers spoke out. Republican Congressman Riley Moore claimed the bill could allow the government to take over churches and Christian charities, calling it, in his words, an attack on Christians and warning it could damage U.S.-India relations. A Democratic senator, Tim Kaine, made a different point, that FCRA already makes it so hard to fund Indian NGOs that groups like Amnesty International have had to shut down their India operations. The Indian government firmly rejects the religious framing, insisting the law is neutral and applies to everyone equally, regardless of faith. But the very fact that American politicians were now arguing over an Indian funding law showed just how high the stakes had climbed. Beyond America, the reaction has been more cautious, but it is real. The United Kingdom has said it is monitoring the law and its effect on British charities working in India, rather than loudly condemning it. Amnesty International and 3 United Nations special rapporteurs have warned that the amendments could undermine the fundamental right to freedom of association. Even the Financial Action Task Force, the global watchdog on money laundering and terror financing, has views on how rules like these should be balanced. For India's government, some of this looks like exactly the problem it is trying to solve. Foreigners, once again, telling India how to run its own internal affairs. For the critics, it is simply the world noticing a democracy tightening its grip. And here is the part that lifts this above one bill in one country. India is not alone. Around the world, governments of almost every stripe have discovered the very same lever. Russia brands foreign-funded groups as foreign agents. Other nations have passed their own versions, restricting the money that flows to NGOs from abroad. Because civil society, all those charities, campaigners, and watchdogs, runs on funding. And whoever controls that funding controls how loud those voices are allowed to be. Foreign money can genuinely be a tool of influence, and a law against foreign money can genuinely be a tool of control. Both of those things are true at the same time, and that is exactly what makes this so hard. So strip it all the way back, and the FCRA fight comes down to one deceptively simple question. Who is allowed to fund a voice inside a country? Answer it one way, and you protect a nation from having its politics quietly bought by outsiders. Answer it the other way, and you hand the government a switch it can flip on anyone who dares to criticize it. India now has to find the line between those two, in public, under pressure, with the world watching. And this channel keeps arriving at the very same truth, in diamonds and food and now a charity's bank account. That money is never only money. It is influence and independence and power. And deciding whose money is allowed to speak may be one of the most political choices a country ever makes. A charity, a donation from abroad, and a government official who can freeze it. Everything is political, even generosity. This is politics in everything. So tell us in the comments, where should the line sit? Protecting a country from foreign influence, or protecting people from their own government? Subscribe, and next time a new arena, same game.